I would like to start by just giving a small update on the cases that are there today. We had 584 new cases that have come up. Out of these 584 new cases, 240 are from East Khasi Hills and 111 cases are from West Jaintia Hills. And East Jaintia Hills and Khubor both have 43 and 42 cases. And rest of the districts are slightly lower, except West Garo Hills also has 55 new cases. I won't go into breakup of all the districts, but that's the top 5 districts for you. The recovery, on the other hand, has been better. We have 808 cases that have recovered, out of which East Khasi Hills, we have seen 433 people recover. Southwest Garo Hills, we have seen 88 people recover. West Garo Hills, we have seen 85 people recover. And Khubor, we have seen 69 people recover. Apart from that, other districts also have recovered, but the numbers are slightly lesser. We have lost 18 precious lives in the last 24 hours. Out of them, 9 have been from East Khasi Hills, 4 from West Jaintia Hills, 2 from West Garo Hills, 1 from Khubor, 1 from Southwest Garo Hills, and 1 from West Khasi Hills. Apart from that, the active ratio as of now in the state stands at 16.19%, and the recovery ratio stands at 82.1%, and the fatality ratio is at 1.7%. Another very important information which I would like to provide is that out of the 6,110 active cases in the state, 2,119 are between the age of 15 and 29, and 1,781 are between the age of 30 and 44, which means approximately 4,000 cases, that is 80% of the cases, almost 70%, 75% of the cases are between the age of 15 and 45. Our positivity ratio has also seen a marginal decline in the past few weeks, as we've seen number of cases go down, testing remaining the same or going up in certain cases. The positivity ratio is down from 16.64% to 12% as of now. I will not go into detailed breakup of all the other numbers. There are too many numbers here, but that will just give a gist of the numbers that we have. But I would also like to mention that there are approximately 628 people who are in hospitals as we speak. Out of these 628 people, 102 are in D category, which is the highest category, which means they are in the ICU or under high oxygen flow. Then we have the C category, which is slightly lesser complications. We have 227 people. And A and B are mild symptoms or asymptomatic. We have 115 in A category and 184 in B category. So total of 628 people as we speak are in different hospitals in different conditions. In the meeting today, we took a review of not just the overall situation that's there in terms of COVID cases, but also in terms of the different infrastructures that are coming up, especially the oxygen plants that are coming up in different districts and different district hospitals. The ACS in charge of these projects and implementation, who's overlooking the implementation, gave us a detailed presentation. We are very satisfied with the way the work is going forward. And I don't have a detailed presentation in front of me, but in the next few days, we will see 3-4 plants completed. And we're hopeful that within the next 2 weeks to maximum 3 weeks, not just the plants, but even the cryogenic plants that are supposed to come up in Umsauli and in Jyngjal should also be up. Work is going on 24/7, and all the concerned contractors and officials are leaving no stone unturned to ensure that these plants come up ASAP. Many are already functional, as you know, but our target is to make all the districts functional and have the oxygen plants, as has also been planned by Government of India. Vaccination drive also is going on. Of course, as you know, we have shortage of oxygen, we have shortage of vaccine, as it is in the rest of the country also. But we are expecting another 66,000 doses for the 18 to 45 age category in the next 5 to 6 days' time. We have already made the payments for those. So those will also be rolled out in a systematic manner. Similarly, we have close to 71,000 doses for the 45 plus category. And both the vaccination programs are going on, though because of the shortage of the vaccination, we are not able to provide all the vaccines to everybody as per the requirement and desire of the people. Apart from that, the cabinet colleagues and the officials and some of the deputy commissioners, we were together to review the situation that we have seen in the last few weeks and months. After reviewing the entire situation, we have seen that the number of cases, especially in high zones like East Khasi Hills, have come down by a significant number. We have also seen the positivity rate decline. But as I was mentioning earlier, yesterday, that though the numbers are coming down, the positivity rate still remains at a double digit, which is a matter of concern. So though we are seeing a trend that is showing some kind of a relief and indicating to some kind of an improvement in the overall situation, we are nowhere close to letting our guards down or taking things easy. So therefore, though it has been very difficult for the people of the state, especially for Shillong and East Khasi Hills, the cabinet and the government has decided that we'll continue the lockdown for at least 1 week more. I know that a lot of people will face difficulties and challenges, but the health aspect is far more important to each and every one of us. As I speak, as I said, 104 people are fighting for their lives in different hospitals, and today itself we have lost so many precious lives. So therefore, though it's a very tough decision, I urge and appeal to the people to please cooperate and work together with the government so that we are once and for all able to bring things under complete control. Things are improving. I'm positive that in the coming week, after this next 1 week is over, we should be able to see things ease down a bit more. Early to say, but looks like if we can control things in the next 1 week, if we all work together, if we're all committed, and we all simply bear this next 1 week, I'm sure that in the coming week after that, we should be able to see things improving drastically. But in the meantime, in the next 1 week, we have allowed, or we are allowing the deputy commissioners to open up economic activities on a need basis. So therefore, if the deputy commissioners feel that certain sectors can be opened or need to be opened up, certain activities can and need to be opened up, which will not give a huge risk in terms of gathering, we are allowing the deputy commissioners the liberty to allow those need-based activities to be opened up even in the coming week, apart from the other activities which we have already opened up in this current week. Number two, we have also allowed the subdivision and the block officials, that is the BDOs and the SDOs, also to recommend to the deputy commissioner to allow rural activities, rural economic activities, depending on the prevalence. We realize that though the numbers are high, there are many areas which don't have very high numbers. There are areas which can have certain economic activities but no gatherings, but can have economic activities which may be very important for the livelihood of the people, but may not have the kind of effect on the spread of the virus. So those activities also, especially in the rural areas where the livelihoods have been hit very hard, we have given the permission to the deputy commissioner to take recommendations from the SDOs and BDOs, and on the prevalence basis of the virus, the DCs can allow other economic activities also in the rural areas. This time the order is not just for East Khasi Hills. We have decided that this order will be in general for the entire state. We have seen that the spread of the virus is now shifting towards the rural districts. We have seen a large number of cases now coming up, especially in West Jaintia Hills, East Jaintia Hills, West Karo Hills, and some parts of Southwest Karo Hills also. So therefore, keeping this in mind, this may be the appropriate time to take actions to restrict the spread of the virus. But as we are allowing the DC to handle the situation from a ground level here in the East Khasi Hills, similar flexibility will be given to all the deputy commissioners to take their decision in terms of the economic activities in the different districts based on the prevalence rates in those areas also. We also got a special request from certain church leaders that if they could be allowed to ring the bells in the church. So therefore, government has decided that such activities for all faiths, not just for the churches, but for all faiths, which do not involve people's gathering, does not involve a large crowd, these activities will be allowed. So those were the main decisions that we had to take. But I do appeal once again to the people that it has been a very tough time. We are almost there, and if we can hold on for another week, I'm sure that we will see things improve much further. We are seeing that the numbers are down, but just because the curve is coming down doesn't mean we're out of danger yet. So coming down is a very good thing, but we need to see that we are below a certain level, below the danger mark, and only then can we allow the unlocking process to start. So we will be watching this week, and we are very hopeful that if we are able to contain things and bring the numbers down further, then we may see in the next week after that, we may see some process or some sign of unlocking starting after that. But it all depends on the numbers. Therefore, I urge all our citizens to please bear, please cooperate, please follow the protocols. This is the best way to keep our people, our friends, our family, our loved ones safe, and ensure that we are able to come back to normalcy very soon. Thank you very much.
So
Yeah, so it's basically from Monday to Monday, so it's from till the 14th.
Till the 14th.
I'll just confirm the exact date for you. I'll just say the calendar. Yeah, 14th morning.
For entire state?
Yes, because as I said, numbers are going up. But as I said, we have allowed the flexibility to the different districts to allow the economic activities as they feel appropriate, depending on the prevalence of the virus out there. So it's going to be a model where we continue the lockdown, but we will be allowing the deputy commissioners flexibility depending on, as I said, prevalence, because there are large number of areas where the cases are not there at all. So it would be unfair to have the same yardstick applied throughout the state, and therefore the SDOs, BDOs, and the deputy commissioners will be in a better position to decide which activities and areas can be allowed in their district or in their blocks or in the subdivisions.
Last time, the review meeting have decided that there will be an assistant from this Chief Minister, a special assistant to those people who were staying in the isolation at home.
Yes.
In other
We have been given provision kits
in
to
other
them.
districts have been started, but what is the reason that in East Khasi Hill, it seems that it has not been started?
The provision kits have been given to all the districts. I mean, we are not giving the provision kits, we are giving the funds to them. And the deputy commissioners are providing. I'm pretty sure, I don't have the reports with me, but as far as the reports that have come to me from almost all the districts, the provision kits are being provided. So I don't know if there's a specific case, please do let me know. And if there is a situation where it's not being provided, I will take it up with the deputy commissioner. But it has been already given, funds have already been sent. And if there's any delay, I'll make sure that it is moved fast. But it's been given to all the districts.
You see, in other districts they have started.
I'll find it out.
Yeah, but East Khasi Hill, there is a delay, so this is the reason.
Sure, I'll find out and I'll make sure that if it's not happening, it should have happened. If it's not happening, I'll make sure that it happens at the earliest.
Sir, we have seen that despite the lockdown, although the positivity rate has come down, but not the fatalities. What is the reason that today also 18 people succumbed to this? What is the reason it is not?
Well, we know that this particular virus strain is much more stronger, and it's a strain that leads to the inflammation in the lungs, and it's an adaptive virus, the Delta virus as they're calling it. So therefore, we are seeing a large amount of lives being lost, and it's a trend that's happening. And the way we are seeing things happening in other parts of the country, even after the number of cases come down, those people who were infected 5, 6, 7 days, 10 days back and who are in hospital, those people who succumb to the ailment happens after a few days. So therefore, that trend is being seen not just in Meghalaya, it's being seen all over the country, where, as I said, the main reason is the natural cycle of the way the virus is. So therefore, once it hits a person, it takes about anything between 5 days to 7 days, and then suddenly the patient gets very serious. So though our numbers started coming down 5 days back, but those patients who were there before that, they are now in that critical zone of those 6th day and 7th day. So it's a natural cycle of the virus, the way it works. And as I said, it's not just in Meghalaya, we've seen this kind of a cycle and trend throughout the country. I'm hopeful that in the next few days we will see a decline in the cases, but may not happen immediately. But we will naturally see the cases go down. It happened in Delhi, it happened in Bombay. In most of the states, the same situation happened. So as I said, it's a natural cycle of the way the virus is. But the main reason is, of course, as I said, this virus is much more potent, it's much more dangerous. And that's why we've seen so many people lost their lives. Another thing is, of course, we are trying to provide. Vaccination is a very important aspect. We have seen in all different data that is coming in that vaccination has helped. And we are seeing that in a lot of areas where quick vaccination took place, like places like, say, in William Nagar and Rongjeng and Tura, they were almost, they have achieved saturation of the 45 plus category. So we've seen that the vaccination has helped to a large extent. So all these factors are also there. But yes, it's a natural cycle of the virus. So we hope that these numbers we will see come down. But as I said, even today, there are about 100 plus people in D category. That means they're in ICU or in very serious condition. So we hope and pray that they do recover.
Sir, I have a question.
Just one by one, please.
Are you done?
The vaccine hesitancy is still there.
Yes, vaccine hesitancy is still there. There's no doubt about it. And that's why we're appealing to people that they should not be hesitant. Most people have taken it. There has been no bad reaction to it. But on the other hand, it has helped almost everybody who has taken the vaccine. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question. there is a suggestion that has come from the opposition Congress, where they have suggested the government on the need to have this universal vaccination, citing that in order to protect children especially from the third wave, which is they apprehend that it will affect children more. What is the take of the government on this?
The vaccination policies have been decided by Government of India. So therefore, as of now, Government of India's policy is clear that they have first started with the 45 plus category, and now this is the 18 and 45 category. So we will have to wait, but obviously it's something that a lot of countries are doing. They're not going for universal as such, but they're going for 12 plus. So a lot of nations have done 12 to 18 also. So therefore, I'm sure that time will come when Government of India also will take up that policy. But till then, obviously, we have to go with the directions of Government of India. And it's a very positive suggestion, and we all are obviously aware of it. And I'm sure that Government of India at the appropriate time will take the decision also. There is a shortage, so those factors also come in. So we're hopeful that at least we should finish the 18 to 45 category, which is about 15 lakh people in our state. And that's really the target that we're keeping in front of us. And yes, if the Government of India allows and the supply is there, then definitely a universal program would be something that we would be happy to do. You see, there's, of course, we don't know what's going to happen, whether we will be hit by third wave or not. We can't say right now, but all indications, keeping the history of pandemics in mind, we have seen that there are multiple waves. So as a government, we need to be prepared for it. That's number one. And we hopefully it doesn't happen, but that would not be the right strategy. We would need to prepare. There are 2-3 things which the government is working on. Number one, we're working on a COVID manual. What we've realized is that the cabinet and the officials and the ministers, we all spend a lot of time in discussing a lot of steps which need to be taken when situations unfold. Many countries, for different scenarios and situations, have a standard manual or a standard SOP as to what steps to be taken when. For example, when we touch a positivity rate of 10%, immediately there should be certain kind of restrictions that should come in. What those restrictions should be, what should be closed, what should be open. We realize in both the phases or both these waves, the government had to monitor each and every movement up to the micro level. So we feel that if we come up with a strong standard operating procedures, a strong manual as to what should be done at what point in time, when should the Corona care centers be activated, when should the volunteers be activated, when should lockdowns happen, when should containments happen, where it should happen, it will be easier for the government and the system and the machinery and administration to work. So in preparation of the third wave, first thing we're going to be doing is coming out with this manual SOP. We have asked the department in 30 days to give us a draft copy of this manual. We feel that it will strongly help us in fighting another situation as and when it comes in. At least it will allow quick decision making based on situations. Number two, yes, there is a kind of a theory that the third wave may hit children because of the fact that we're seeing the virus mutate every time. So earlier it was hitting the people who are 45, 50, 60 and above. And it mutated and it suddenly started hitting the people who are 18, 20, 30. So there is a prediction that now it will mutate again and it will go deeper into children who are slightly more stronger in terms of immunity because of different factors they're growing. So yes, there is a chance of that happening, and obviously the infrastructure requirement when it comes to children, especially when it comes to ICUs and all, is very different. So the kind of masks that they put on there, the kind of machines that are put in there, so all these factors obviously are being looked into. So we are going to be focusing on all these aspects, but the basic infrastructures like oxygen plants in all the districts and all the hospitals are something that will be common to all. So only the adjustment in terms of the few of the machines that will be required will be something that we need to work on. So all these factors are being examined, and definitely it's something that we are already working on, and we are we're still fighting the second wave, so obviously we have not been able to go into the actual preparation for the third wave, but the planning for that has already started. As I said, it started with the basic manual that I'm talking about, and then it has gone into the different kind of equipments that may be required, and we realize that whatever happens, the oxygen plants, the cryogenic plants, and the different COVID hospitals that can be there are basic requirements for any kind of a situation. So only few of the equipments that are required for children may need to be put in. So all those factors are being examined. But you're right, we need to be prepared for it.